This temple looks peaceful with all that incense smoke, right? But wait until you see what's actually happening inside. It's a total gambling den. Right under the watchful eyes of the Buddha, a wild crowd of gamblers is shouting over their cards, basically betting their souls and every bit of good karma they have on the next lucky hand. Even a monk is sitting at the table, fiddling with his cards while giving the guy across from him a real shady look. He even jokes that the man looks way too honest. Definitely not like your typical gambling addict. Our protagonist, Johann, stays quiet and locks in. He's scanning every tiny facial expression and micro-movement, reading everyone's psychology like a book. Once the cards are dealt, the betting goes insane. The monk flips his whole card with a smug, confident grin, but Johann absolutely crushes him without mercy. While raking in the cash, Johann keeps glancing at a mysterious man sitting in the distance, clearly keeping tabs on him. But the casino boss is watching Johann too, and he's starting to plot something dirty. See, in a place like this, players are just sheep waiting to be slaughtered. There's no way they're letting a winner walk out with that much cash. The boss signals his curly-haired henchman to jump into Johann's game to win it all back. This curly guy has a real scammer face, and Johann catches him pulling some slick moves while shuffling the deck. Johann immediately shuts it down and reshuffles the cards himself. Realizing their plan is failing, the boss orders a waiter to cause a scene, intentionally spilling water on the woman sitting next to Johann. The moment Johann gets distracted, the boss smirks. He's walked right into their rigged trap. In this hand, Johann still relies on his observation skills. After hitting a pair, he confidently goes all in with everything he's got. That's exactly what Curly was waiting for. He flips his whole card, a monster hand, and sweeps the entire pot with a nasty, gloating laugh. Johann knows he just got cheated, but he has no proof yet. The money is gone like water down a drain, and get this, he even gambled away his grandmother's house deed. During a break, Johann stands outside the temple with another player. The guy checks his phone and gets a text. The cops are closing in. He's about to bail, but he's nice enough to tell Johann he can use his leftover chips to keep playing. Johann thanks him and wanders into the temple grounds, closing his eyes. This place actually has a deep meaning for him. When he was a kid, after his father abandoned him, Johann was sent here to be a young monk, with nothing but his father's old watch. The head monk told him that if he memorized all the scriptures, he could call his dad. But even after learning every single word by heart, his father never came back. Snapping back to reality, the woman from the table is standing nearby, hanging up her phone. She warns Johann that the police are about to surround the mountain and asks if he needs a ride down. But Johann doesn't budge. He says he's a guy who hates losing and heads right back into that den of thieves. The moment he enters, he notices the man he was tracking has vanished without a trace. Back at the table, he faces off against the monk and Curly again. But this time, Johann isn't staying silent. Right after the deal, he accurately calls out Curly's hidden card. And he doesn't stop there, he predicts the monk's card too. It's obvious now. They're both house shills. Johann whips out his phone to record the evidence of their cheating. The boss is about to step in and handle the troublemaker, but suddenly the doors burst open. Undercover cops swarm the place, busting every gambler in sight. In the middle of the absolute chaos, Johann just sits there, calm as can be. His timing was perfect. He baited them into a confrontation without taking a single hit. Later at the station, Johann sits down for questioning. And here's the big reveal. He isn't just some gambler. He's actually a judicial apprentice. Back at the station, Johann stays cool. He hands the cops the phone number for the director of the Judicial Training Institute, knowing the director will explain exactly why he was at that gambling den. That night, a totally drained Johann finally makes it home. Only his grandmother is there to greet him. The two of them immediately get busy setting up a memorial altar. As it turns out, today is the anniversary of his father's death. A little later, young Guk and a prosecutor show up at the house. After all three of them pay their respects, they head out to the yard to grab some drinks and talk business. Johann breaks down everything he witnessed at the casino. Based on that lady's warning and the fact that the guy he was tracking, a mobster named Yang Hua, suddenly vanished, Johann concludes that a lot of gamblers were tipped off about the secret raid. This confirms exactly what Young Guk suspected. Yang Hua is tight with Chief Hong of the Central Investigation Bureau, which is how they're getting inside info. Flashback to a month ago, Young Guk and the prosecutor reached out to Johann, hoping he'd become their mole. Young Guk's goal? Take down Chief Hong. You see, the Ministry of Justice wants to set up a new anti-corruption investigation office, but Chief Hong is the one fighting it the hardest. The only way to get to the chief is to follow the trail of his criminal buddy, Yang Hua. And since Johann is classmates with the chief's son, Jae-sun, he's the perfect person to get close to the gang. But being an undercover mole is a dangerous game, and Johann is hesitant. to reel him in. Young Guk and the prosecutor, Jin Hyung, take turns sweet-talking him, promising him a golden future. They tell him straight, "A guy like you with no family money or connections, the only way to the top is to pull off a massive win like this." Under all that pressure, Johan finally agrees. The prosecutor hides Johan's files in a secret location, guaranteeing his identity will stay buried. From there, Johan's undercover work goes pretty smoothly. He successfully gets close to the son, Jae-sun, and gains access to the temple casino. The only problem? They missed catching Yang Hwa tonight. That's when the prosecutor pulls out a photo of a man named Taegwang, one of Yang Hwa's henchmen. Years ago, Yang Hwa got caught, but thanks to his ties with Chief Hong, he walked free, leaving Taegwang to take the fall and go to prison. While behind bars, Taegwang offered to hand over a video of Yang Hwa gambling in exchange for a shorter sentence. But then, he suddenly went silent. The prosecutor wants Johan to do the unthinkable. Go to prison to find that video. Johan's heart sinks. Going to prison is no joke. He wants to move up in the world. Sure, but is he really ready to sacrifice his life like this? The prosecutor gets desperate, explaining that Chief Hong has Taegwang locked down so tight that no one can visit him. The ministry is powerless, so this Hail Mary play is their only option. He tells Johan that once you start, there's no turning back. Young Guk finally cuts in, telling the prosecutor to back off and let the kid think it over. Meanwhile, a group of officials supporting the anti-corruption office meets in secret to plot against the Central Investigation Bureau. But there's a rat in the room. In the shadows, a mole is secretly typing every name at the meeting into his phone. Before the meeting even ends, that list is already in the hands of the corrupt higher-ups at the Central Prosecution. As soon as the meeting breaks, the prosecutor is ambushed. Luckily, he's got some serious combat skills and manages to escape with his life. The moment he's safe, he calls Young Guk to check in. But things take a dark turn for Johan. On his way home, he's snatched off the street by the casino boss he pissed off earlier. Furious that his business was raided, the boss tortures Johan with terrifying dental tools late into the night. When they finally dump him, Johan is covered in blood. He's in too much pain and too much shock to go home to his grandma. So he drags himself to Young Guk's place, desperate for help. Even though he knows a target is on his back, Johan doesn't flinch. He's fully committed to the mission. In that moment, Young Guk is stunned. It's like he's looking at a ghost. He sees the same bravery and integrity that Johan's father once had. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and Young Guk believes Johan is a tiger's son who will carry his father's torch. He gives Johan his word. If it ever becomes too much, he can walk away at any time. Finally, Johan nods, he's in. But the very next day, the stakes get terrifyingly real. Johan comes home to find the casino boss right there, sitting in his grandmother's house. The guy acts friendly, but it's a sick power move. He's letting Johan know that he can get to his grandmother whenever he wants. Terrified for her safety, Johan's resolve wavers. He goes to Young Guk and the prosecutor, telling them he's out. He can't do it. The prosecutor is absolutely livid that he's quitting halfway, but Young Guk stays calm. He knows the situation is falling apart. People from their secret meeting have already started disappearing. In a world this corrupt, wanting a quiet life isn't a crime. They part ways, but the nightmare is just beginning. On his way home, Young Guk gets a chilling call from a man named Yoon. During the call, Yoon mentions a kid working for him named Johan. Just as Young Guk pulls into the court garage, he's ambushed by assassins and loses his life. The news hits Johan like a freight train. Overcome with guilt and shame, he goes back to the prosecutor to help solve Young Guk's murder. They dig through the phone records and find a terrifying pattern. Everyone who was attacked or went missing had received a call from Yoon right before. Yoon is the kingmaker, the man who put Chief Hong on his throne. Now, the Bureau has started a bloody purge. For Johan, this isn't about a mission anymore. It's about survival. If he doesn't fight back, he's dead, and his family is next. Looking at the photos of his father and Young Guk, he realizes that if the good guys keep dying in silence, the world will never change. Quickly, the prosecutor sets the plan in motion. Johan is convicted of illegal gambling and sent to the same prison where Taegwang is being held. But before the prison bus even arrives, Yoon confronts the prosecutor. He knows Johan is a mole. To protect Johan's life, the prosecutor is forced to do the unthinkable. He deletes every single file proving Johan is an undercover agent. Now, Johan is a ghost. He has no backup, no identity, and no way out until he exposes Yang Hwa. To make matters worse, this prison is packed with the same thugs Johan got busted at the temple. The second he walks through the gates, the monk and the curly-haired guy are staring him down with pure hatred. His life is about to become a living hell, but Johan's eyes are like steel. He's not running anymore. He gets tossed into a cell full of hardened gang members who immediately beat him to a pulp. But then, the alarm for cell inspection rings. The bullies suddenly drop everything and sit perfectly still. The door swings open, and in walks a guy with stylish blonde hair. Even in a prison uniform, this man looks like royalty. He's so powerful that he actually gives orders to the guards. This isn't just an inspection, it's a declaration of war. Turns out, this blonde guy was betrayed by the cell leader years ago and nearly died. Luckily, Johan still has one ace up his sleeve, his elite gambling skills. He knows that if he can play a high-stakes game against the Ministry of Justice itself, he can flip the script, transforming from a framed convict into the kingpin of the entire prison. When he first meets Sun-O, the stylish blonde guy, Sun-O's eyes light up with genuine respect the moment he hears Johan is in for gambling. But prison life is a nightmare. One day, during recreation time, a guard leads Johan to the back kitchen and locks the heavy doors behind him. Suddenly, inmates swarm him from every corner. Leading the pack are the monk and the curly-haired guy from the temple. As a setup, they've bribed the guards for some private payback. Before the beating starts, Curly drops a bombshell. To cover the losses from the raid, the casino boss is seizing Johan's grandmother's house. And he's not kidding. Outside the prison walls, we see the boss physically harassing the poor old woman, even shoving her to the ground. Inside the kitchen, Johan is pulverized. Once the thugs are satisfied, the guards finally drag his bloody body back to the cell. Johan sits in the corner, silent and broken. The cell leader watches him with a calculating look. Just then, an inmate delivering water slips the leader a note, telling him to bring Johan back to the kitchen tonight. The leader doesn't say a word. Later, during the communal shower, the room is thick with steam. A deaf-mute inmate is cleaning when he accidentally bumps into a bully and gets snatched up. Johan tries to step in, but the terrified man pushes him away and starts frantically slapping his own face to apologize. After the shower, Johan uses sign language to apologize to the man for the unwanted help. Suddenly, the cell leader has his men take Johan to a private bathroom. He wants to cut a deal. He explains that Sun-O, the blonde guy, has completely hijacked the prison's power structure. Sun-O used his Watu card skills to manipulate every single guard, turning the prison into one giant casino where the best gambler is the king. The cell leader refuses to bow to Sun-O, so he's offering to pay Johan to infiltrate Sun-O's inner circle. Once the time is right, Johan will have to strike. Johan hesitates. He didn't expect to become a double mole while behind bars. But the leader makes an offer he can't refuse. If Johan agrees, he'll use his outside influence to take care of the casino boss threatening his grandma. While the storms brew inside, the outside world is just as dangerous. After Young Guk's death, the corrupt Yoon and Chief Hong visit the prosecutor, warning him to sit down and shut up. They tell him not to use Johan to stir up any more trouble. Meanwhile, that mysterious woman from the temple casino stumbles upon Johan's secret file. She realizes that the house deed he bet that night is worth a fortune. She tracks down his grandmother and, using her connections, arranges a secret phone call between the two. Johan is frantic, asking if the casino boss hurt her. His grandmother breaks down in tears over the phone. He doesn't need words to know how terrified she's been. But before he can say more, the woman grabs the phone. She tells him point blank, "If you actually care about your grandma, pay the casino boss back. Fast." When Johan demands to know who she is, she just says, "We'll be meeting soon." Hanging up, Johan's mind is a mess. To save his grandmother, he finally agrees to the cell leader's deal. To show he's serious, the leader makes a call right in front of Johan, ordering the casino boss to back off the grandmother's house in exchange for a stake in one of his businesses. It's clear that even behind bars, the cell leader's power is no joke. Once the big boss inside speaks up, the casino boss on the outside has no choice but to back off. Back in his cell, the leader makes Johan a promise. "Help me finish this mission, and I'll personally introduce you to Taegwang." Next, the leader's henchmen start schooling Johan on how the prison's gambling underworld actually works. It all started because the prison warden had such a gambling addiction that he blew his entire retirement pension. Since the warden couldn't pay his debts, the mobster Yang Hua sent Taegwang into the prison to set up a casino and claw that money back. Taegwang ran the show until one day, he lost everything to the blonde genius, Sun-O. In a place that only respects the strong, Taegwang vanished into thin air after that loss, and no one has seen him since. The best part? You don't even have to hide the gambling from the guards. Every single guard is a degenerate gambler themselves. In fact, the head of security is basically the casino manager. The system has levels. Level 1 is in the locker rooms, where inmates bet cigarettes and snacks. If you can dominate there, you get promoted to the staff office where the stakes are cold, hard cash. At that level, even the guards get itchy hands, hoping to score a big payday. But the real VIP room is in the warden's office. That's where the high rollers from the outside world come to play, and Sunno is the house genius who helps the warden win big. Now that Johan knows the ladder he has to climb, the journey begins. Funded by the cell leader, he starts at the bottom in the locker room. Using his freakish powers of observation, Johan starts predicting everyone's hidden cards and wins his very first round. He's feeling himself, thinking it'll be a straight shot to Sunno, but he completely underestimated these people. Even though they're low-level gamblers, this prison is a den of monsters and snakes. You can't sleep on anyone. Almost immediately, Johan gets hit with a reality check. He's utterly crushed, losing every single cigarette he had. Over the next few days, it's a losing streak from hell. As punishment for losing the leader's money, Johan is demoted to scrubbing toilets and doing grunt work. Despite the losses, the leader keeps supplying him with cigarettes every day. But no matter how good Johan's hand is, the other inmates always seem to flip a better card at the last second. Johan is exhausted. It feels like he's banging his head against an invisible wall. The cell leader sees this, but instead of blowing up, he gives Johan some veteran advice. Start with the small bets. Don't be so desperate to flip the whole game in one hand, or you'll just push yourself over the edge. Meanwhile, the monk and the curly-haired guy are watching Johan like hawks. They know he's been hitting the casino. While the other inmates are out working, they corner Johan in an empty greenhouse. Johan screams for help, but the cell leader, watching from a distance, just turns a blind eye. Curly screams at Johan, telling him that if he has money to gamble, he should be paying them back first. Just as they're about to beat him senseless again, Johan fights like a caged animal to escape and is eventually caught by a guard. The chase ends, but Johan is thrown into solitary confinement. Sitting in that cramped, dark cell, Johan suddenly hears a low voice from the wall. An inmate in the next cell speaks up, telling him that in any hand, you only need to look at the first two cards to know whether to stay or fold. The stranger offers to teach him the real secret to prison gambling. But Johan doesn't know who this guy is and doesn't want any more trouble, so he flatly rejects the offer. Right then, a guard opens the door. Johan is being granted temporary leave. Why? Because his grandmother has passed away. At her funeral, the police tell Johan there were no signs of a struggle or foul play, concluding it was a self-destruction. But there was one chilling detail. When she was found, there was a roll of paper stuffed inside her mouth. That paper was the deed to her house. Just when things couldn't get worse, Jae-sun, the son of the corrupt Chief Hong, shows up. He's the guy who originally brought Johan to the temple casino. Johan realizes the small-time casino boss wouldn't commit a high-risk, low-profit murder like this. Besides himself and the boss, only Jae-sun knew about the house deed. Johan corners him, and Jae-sun finally drops the act. He sneers that Johan started this war by trying to use him to get to Yanghua and his father. Jae-sun didn't even want the house. He just wanted to break Johan. He manipulated the situation to put the grandma in the thug's hands, essentially driving her to her death. He taunts Johan, saying, "You're the one who really killed her." The two men brawl in the pouring rain until the prosecutor pulls Johan off him. He warns Johan that even though things went off the rails, he has to keep going and not lose his will. After the funeral, Johan is sent back to solitary confinement. This time, he's the one begging the man in the next cell to teach him. He has nothing left to lose, only a burning thirst for revenge. Following the stranger's instructions, Johan learns the math. Based on the first two cards, he calculates the probability of a winning hand. If the odds are bad, you fold early. But it's not just math. It's a psychological battle. He learns that table positioning is everything. The person betting before you always leaks information. If they raise, they're strong. You then decide to follow or fold based on that signal. After a night of intense mental training, Johan feels like he's mastered it. When the guard lets him out, Johan asks about his teacher, but the guard says the man was released the night before. Back in the cell, Johan begs the leader for one last chance, promising to win back everything with interest. Sitting back at the table, Johan is a different man, cold and calculating. He plays the underdog strategy, acting weak only to sweep the entire pot of cigarettes. He then takes those winnings to the monk and the curly-haired guy, paying off his interest to get them off his back. After handling the thugs, Johan meets the leader in the greenhouse. Even though his skills have skyrocketed, the leader knows the standard ladder to the VIP room is too slow. He's running out of time. He has marked movie day on his calendar. The day Sunno is released. On that day, the inmates get 2 hours of freedom, which is their window to kill Sunno. To get Johan close, the leader has his goons break Johan's ankle, so he gets sent to the infirmary, where Sunno is hiding. Limping through the infirmary, Johan tracks down Sunno's room. He barely gets a look inside before he's snatched and dragged in front of the blonde kingpin. Johan plays his part, dropping to his knees and begging to be Suno's subordinate so he can make money. Suno goes ballistic, smashing the plaster cast on Johan's broken leg. When he sees the injury is real, and Johan isn't lying, he smirks. He agrees to one game. If Johan wins, he'll consider taking him in. This next game isn't about who has the higher card. It's a psychological mind game where you have to guess the card sitting on your own forehead. The stakes? The cold, hard truth about why Johan is really here. As they play, Suno never stops drilling him, straight up asking if Johan was sent by the cell boss to assassinate him. Johan actually figures out his card, but Suno's interrogation gets under his skin, causing him to flinch and blow his cover. The two immediately explode into a brutal fight. At the climax, Johan fakes a blackout to lure Suno in. The second Suno lets his guard down, Johan shoves him into a basin of water and flips a generator switch, frying him with a surge of electricity. When Johan wakes up later, a guard rushes in and tells him to change into a fresh uniform. A VIP guest is waiting for him in the private room. It turns out to be the woman from the temple casino table. Her name is Su Yun, and she seems to know way too much about the history between the mobster Yang Hua and Chief Hong. She makes Johan an offer. Whatever you need, I've got your back. Johan flashes back to that night at the temple, remembering how he caught Su Yun using her charms to seduce Yang Hua just so she could swipe his phone and install spyware. He still doesn't trust her. This woman's identity is definitely a dangerous mystery. Back at the cell, the leader grills him about what happened in the infirmary. Johan plays it safe, telling him he ran into Suno and got into a scrap, but he keeps the meeting with Su Yun a total secret. Later, Johan bribes a guard to use his personal phone and calls Su Yun. He needs two things: a massive pile of cash and an investigation into that man from the solitary cell. He needs to know if that man is the real Taegwang. Su Yun works fast. She tracks down the man who taught Johan to play, but it's not Taegwang. It's a former associate who was brutally tortured by Suno, a man they call the Professor. Johan cuts to the chase and asks where the real Taegwang is. The Professor knows. Taegwang is buried deep inside the infirmary, but that area is strictly off-limits. Johan tries to throw money at the problem, but the Professor tells him cash isn't the issue. You need Suno's permission to get in there. This is a huge problem, considering Johan and Suno just tried to kill each other. But the Professor didn't come empty-handed. He has a way for Johan to bypass the system and go straight to the mid-level casino. In this prison, the staff, the guards and officers play at the mid-level. They use inmates as surrogates, sponsoring them with cash to win money on their behalf. To take down Suno, you need a powerful backer. The warden is the only one who can truly suppress Suno, but the next best thing is the head of security. The Professor reveals his true motive. He's got a connection with the head of security and offers to be the middleman for a fat fee. Since Su Yun is footing the bill, Johan agrees instantly. During a work shift, Johan secretly closes the deal with the head of security. He agrees to hand over 100% of the gambling profits as long as the officer acts as his official sponsor. Finally, Johan is promoted to the mid-level casino. And guess who's at the table? His old friends, the monk and the curly-haired guy. But here's the kicker. Suno walks in and takes the seat as the dealer. The monk and Curly haven't changed their spots. They're already cheating, using the clicking sounds of their gambling chips to send secret signals to each other. After losing a few rounds, Johan picks up his own chips and starts clicking them on purpose. Curly loses his mind and threatens to chop Johan's hand off if he makes another sound. But this time, Suno has Johan's back. He picks up his own chips and starts playing with them too, which shuts Curly up real quick. Watching Suno's fingers, Johan suddenly has a breakthrough. He remembers the cheat sheet the Professor taught him. In this underworld, the color of the chips represents the suit of the cards, and every specific way you slide or push a chip carries a hidden, deep meaning. Just when things couldn't get more intense, Suno decides to step in personally. He signals Johan, revealing exactly what the monk's two whole cards are, and even gives him a cheeky, mischievous smirk. It's clear Suno has already figured out the cheating pattern used by the monk and the curly-haired guy, but this help leaves Johan completely rattled. Why would Suno, a man who nearly killed him, suddenly have his back? There has to be a catch. The final hand begins. The monk goes all in, forcing Johan to bet everything as well. When the cards are flipped, the monk's whole cards are exactly what Suno signaled, but there's one last draw. If the monk pulls an ace, he flips the script and crushes Johan. The monk takes the card from Suno's hand, peeks at the corner, and lets out a triumphant scream. He thinks he's won, but his joy lasts exactly 3 seconds. When he flips the card over, it's not the ace he needed, it's a measly 2. Johan takes the massive win, but he isn't celebrating. He's haunted by why Suno helped him and whether he's walking into an even bigger trap. His anxiety keeps him awake all night, and every single move he makes is being watched by the eagle-eyed cell leader. The next day, during the scheduled medical run, Johan corners Sun-Oh and asks him straight up, "Why did you help me?" Sun-Oh doesn't hold back. He admits he's had his eye on Johan for a long time. Everything, from having his goons beat Johan up in the workshop to having the professor teach him cards in solitary, was all part of Sun-Oh's master plan to get close to him. Sun-Oh explains that he chose Johan because of his brains and his iron will. Sun-Oh's dream? To dominate the entire South Korean gambling world after he's released. And he can't do that alone. He gives Johan a reality check. "You're not a judicial apprentice anymore. You're a convict with a record. The world is going to look down on you forever. So, why not stop wasting your talent and team up with me?" Seeing no other way out, Johan accepts the offer. Almost immediately, he's moved out of the leader's cell and into a private hospital room in the infirmary. To get him this VIP spot, Sun-Oh had to give up a massive chunk of his business shares, but he also throws in a huge welcome gift. Taegwang, the man Johan has been hunting for. Taegwang is kept in the deepest corner of the infirmary, but he's a shell of a man, completely catatonic, sitting in a wheelchair and drooling. Sun-Oh asks why Johan was looking for him. Johan knows he can't blow his undercover status, so he lies and says Taegwang owes him money. Sun-Oh's expression says it all. He doesn't believe a word of it. Johan asks to see Taegwang's belongings, but Sun-Oh says the man has nothing left except a single USB drive that looks like it might be important. Before Johan can dig deeper, Sun-Oh has to leave to get ready for movie day in the auditorium. This is the day the cell leader has chosen to strike. He calls Johan over first, pretending he just wants his gambling debt paid back, but in reality, he hands Johan a knife. The plan is for both of them to take out Sun-Oh together. When Johan returns to the screening room, Sun-Oh gets word that the leader was harassing him. He whispers something to his men and tells Johan to come with him to the leader's quarters. The leader and his thugs are waiting, armed to the teeth with knives, ready to end Sun-Oh's life. Suddenly, Johan pulls out the small knife the leader gave him, but instead of using it, he snaps the blade in half right there. It turns out, on his way back to the theater, the deaf-mute inmate Johan, whom he once helped, gave him a life-saving warning. The leader's actual plan was to kill both Sun-Oh and Johan. The leader never trusted Johan and had spies watching him. He knew Johan was lying about how well he and Sun-Oh were getting along, and that was a death sentence. Now that the mask is off and the betrayal is exposed, the leader doesn't waste another second. He signals his men, and the room explodes into a chaotic, all-out bloodbath. Back in the theater, Sun-Oh's henchmen realize the time has come. They head out to back up their boss, but their path is suddenly blocked by prison guards. Meanwhile, Sun-Oh and Johan are facing down a massive mob of thugs, fighting back desperately with their bare hands. But the cell leader's assassination plan hits a major wall. See, Sun-Oh has a survival instinct like no other. Both he and Johan were already wearing thick protective vests under their clothes. Just at the right moment, the head of security bursts in with his men and subdues the leader and his thugs. It turns out Johan had already met with him, offering a cut of the profits in exchange for protection. That night, Sun-Oh has the leader and his crew tied up, ready to start the torture. But there's a surprise guest tied up with them, the professor. As it turns out, the professor was the snake who bribed the guards to block Sun-Oh's reinforcements. He was also the one who tipped off the cell leader that Johan had switched sides. The professor saw Sun-Oh treating Johan like a favorite and got scared it would hurt his own bottom line, so he tried to use the leader to take them both out. But the professor made one fatal mistake. The bribe he gave the guards was the same amount he gave the head of security, which was a huge slap in the face to the chief. In a world where money is God, the professor broke the ultimate rule. The security chief basically gave Sun-Oh a license to kill. As long as the mess is cleaned up, he won't lift a finger. Just as Sun-Oh is enjoying the leader's screams of agony, the warden calls and tells him to cool it. That call is the only reason the leader is still breathing, and he's promptly tossed into solitary. Later, Soo-yeon visits Johan again, this time with a bombshell. An investigation report on his grandmother's death. This secret file was handed to her by a female cop who's convinced it was a murder. Even though the official cause of death was head trauma from a fall, the report shows bruises on her face and neck, and her bones were shattered as if she'd been beaten. Even weirder, the cop originally assigned to the case went on leave right after closing it and was found dead in his home shortly after. Johan isn't surprised. Ever since the funeral, he's known Jae-sun was the puppet master behind it all. He just lacked the proof. Seeing Soo-yeon help him so much, Johan asks what her endgame is. She gives him one word: revenge. She spent 20 years planning to destroy someone, and she wants Johan to be the knife she uses to do it. Her target? The big fish Yoon. But Yoon is a cunning old fox, and Soo-yeon isn't strong enough to take him head-on just yet. However, She has a plan to catch the man who killed Johan's grandma. Step 1. Johan has to take total control of this prison. With the professor out of the picture, Johan becomes Sun-O's right-hand man. But being the top lieutenant requires great skill. To toughen him up, Sun-O literally throws Johan into Curly's cell, forcing him to fight a whole mob alone to sharpen his combat instincts. Needless to say, Johan gets pulverized. Next, Sun-O introduces Johan to a deaf-mute inmate named Master Nam. But here's the twist. The guy isn't deaf or mute at all. He's another one of Sun-O's actors, and a legendary card shark with god-tier skills. Master Nam is there to teach Johan the dirty tricks of the trade. Up until now, Johan has played by the book using logic and observation, but he has zero sleight-of-hand skills. Master Nam gives him a demo, palming a card so fast it's basically invisible to the naked eye. Johan tries to practice the move, but his hands just can't keep up. Compared to the lightning-fast fingers of Master Nam, Johan's hands look clumsy and slow. Master Nam lets out a long sigh. Turns out, Johan has zero natural talent for being a card shark. But Sun-O isn't about to quit on him. Since they've hit a wall with the sleight-of-hand stuff, he moves the training to the frontline casino. Johan trades his prison blues for a suit. But don't get excited. He's just the water boy, serving tea and picking up occasional chips as tips. This isn't your average casino, though. We're talking about a dark underworld where people bet real estate deeds and even their own organs. Sun-O trusts Johan so much that he shows him the entire operation. This makes everyone else, especially Master Nam, extremely nervous. They start whispering, "Boss, you're showing this kid way too many of our dirty secrets." A few days later, Soo-Yun shows up to visit Johan, and her face is covered in bruises. It's clear her investigation has been a brutal uphill battle, but the pain paid off. She hands over a video that stops Johan's heart. It shows the prosecutor carrying his grandmother's body and dumping it in a deserted hayfield. Johan collapses, clutching his head in agony. He can't believe it. The prosecutor, the only man he thought was on his side after Young-guk died, was one of the monsters who killed his grandma. In his total despair, Johan spills his entire mole plan to Soo-Yun. He thought Taegwang was his get-out-of-jail-free card, the key to taking down Minister Hong and getting his normal life back. But now, it looks like the prosecutor flipped and is working for the minister. Johan tells Soo-Yun to investigate a dead cop named Kwon. He suspects Kwon knew he was in danger and reached out for help before he was taken out. As for the prosecutor, Johan wants to test him personally. He baits the man into coming to the prison by claiming he's found Taegwang. During their meeting, Johan repeatedly asks if he can really have his life back once this is over. The prosecutor doesn't blink, promising him a fresh start. But Johan's lie detector brain is screaming red flag. Soo-Yun told him that after Young-guk died, the prosecutor got a massive promotion to the Central Prosecution Office. There had to be a dirty trade. Johan brings up the exact moment the body was dumped, accusing the prosecutor of being blackmailed by Yoon into killing both Young-guk and his grandma. Instead of explaining himself, the prosecutor gets cold, warning Johan not to forget who the only person capable of getting him out of this hellhole is. As the prosecutor turns to leave, Johan snaps. He lunges forward with a hidden sharp tool and slices the man's throat. He watches him bleed out, cold and calculated. But wait, flashback to reality. All of that was just a dark fantasy in Johan's head. In the real world, the prosecutor is still standing there, warning him not to cross the line. Johan is shaking, his hand tight around a pair of sharp tweezers hidden in his sleeve, but he doesn't strike. Instead, he trembles and asks, "That video, what does it actually mean?" The prosecutor reveals the truth. 3 months ago, he received a mysterious text with a GPS location. He followed it and found Johan's grandmother unconscious in the hay. He was trying to save her, not dump her. Someone filmed that moment specifically to drive a wedge between them. Johan realizes the filmmaker is an even bigger shark than he thought. He still needs the prosecutor's help to find the real killer. Instantly, Johan drops the tweezers and pivots. He breaks down into fake, sobbing tears, crying that prison life has broken his mind and made him paranoid. The prosecutor, feeling sorry for him, pulls Johan into a hug and makes a solemn vow. "Don't worry, kid, I'm gonna get you out of here." But as the prosecutor pulls him into a hug, Johan's face turns ice cold. He's realized the ultimate truth. In this place, you can't trust a single soul. To understand how he got here, we have to rewind 5 days to the start of Sun-O's special training. Johan was being thrown into Curly's cell like a piece of meat just to get beaten to. A pulp, and all he could do was take it. Seeing Johan covered in fresh wounds, Sun-O actually showed a rare moment of pity, personally applying medicine to the kid's face. But of course, there was a catch. Sun-O suspected that the deaf-mute Master Nam had been skimming money, and he tasked Johan with finding Nam's secret ledger. Meanwhile, on the outside, Suyun began digging into the mysterious death of Officer Kwan. Kwan's widow revealed that right before he died, he had bought a new cell phone and a camera. Suyun and a female detective tracked down the camera shop, only to find out someone had already bought that exact camera the day before. The shop owner wouldn't talk at first, but Suyun pulled some serious strings to get the buyer's info. Following the lead to a karaoke bar, Suyun stayed on the line with the detective, telling her to storm in if things got dangerous. Inside, she spotted the camera, but just as she reached for it, a man dressed in all black and wearing a mask ambushed her. Luckily, the female detective burst in just in time, fought off the masked attacker, and saved Suyun's life. Back inside the prison, Johan was laser-focused on his mission, watching Master Nam's every move. He noticed that while the staff was busy eating, Nam would sneak old newspapers into the office. Johan figured this was a classic move to hide the books right under everyone's noses. One day, he slipped into the office while it was empty, but just as he was tearing through the bookshelves, Master Nam walked in. Johan's heart nearly jumped out of his chest, but strangely, Nam just let him go. However, the second Johan left, Nam pulled out the real ledger and burned it. He knew exactly what the kid was up to. Returning to his cell, Johan fell into a deep, disturbing sleep. He had a nightmare that people were wrapping his head in silver foil, slowly suffocating him to death. He woke up gasping for air and rushed to the mirror to check his wounds. The dream felt so vivid, so real, that he started to wonder if it actually happened. Later that day, as he headed out to see Suyun, he ran into Master Nam's thugs at the casino. They all gave him this creepy, sinister smirk that sent shivers down his spine. That's when it clicked. The nightmare was reality. Master Nam had already laid hands on him. During the visit, Suyun handed him the footage from Kwan's camera, the video showing the prosecutor carrying his grandmother's body. Devastated and confused, Johan went back to Master Nam for another lesson. Nam handed him a glass of a strange liquid and told him to drink. As soon as he did, Nam turned his back. Johan asked why the old man hated him so much. Nam snapped back, "Because your mouth is full of lies," and demanded to know who the VIP guest visiting him really was. Johan tried to lie, saying she was just a business partner, but Nam just scoffed. Suddenly, Johan's vision blurred and his head began to spin. He looked at the glass and realized he'd been drugged. With his last bit of consciousness, he tried to crawl to the door for help, but Nam locked it tight. Out of the corner of his eye, Johan saw Master Nam raise his foot and bring it down hard on his head. A few moments later, a guard was seen carrying a battered, unconscious Johan to the medical wing. His heart had actually stopped beating at one point. He was in critical condition, hovering between life and death. But what's even more hopeless is that after Johan is brought back from the brink of death, Master Nam is sitting right there beside him. In a creepy, calm voice, he tells Johan that he won't let him die that easily. He kindly advises Johan to go back to where he belongs, saying this dark world just isn't for him. Late that night, Johan wakes up in his hospital bed. He uses the office phone to call the prosecutor, claiming he found the secret video. But that's just a cover. He really wants to bring the prosecutor here to confront him about his grandmother's death. However, the second he hangs up, Master Nam walks in and hits the redial button. But the call doesn't go through. How? Well, Johan had spotted Nam lurking outside the door through the reflection on his medical monitor. Right after ending his real call, he lightning fast dialed a fake number to cover his tracks. Nam demands to know who he was calling, but Johan refuses to say a word. The prosecutor rushes to the prison. On the way to meet him, Johan makes an excuse that he needs his bandages changed to sneak into the medical room. But guess who's waiting? Master Nam. He's standing there holding sharp tweezers in one hand and a voice recorder in the other, chillingly asking Johan which one he needs. Flash forward to the present. After hearing the prosecutor's defense, Johan decides not to turn on him just yet. He realizes the prosecutor is still a useful tool in his game. Today is also the day the big bad, Yang Hua, visits the prison. He's there to see Suno. The warden has heard rumors that these two have some serious bad blood from the past, so he begs Suno to stay calm and just endure whatever happens. Yang Hua storms into the warden's office with an aura of pure intimidation. He immediately brings up the fact that the warden poisoned Taeguang with disinfectant and then stole the prison casino, a business Yang Hua built from the ground up. This place was his gold mine, and it vanished because of one glass of tainted water. Then, Yang Hua turns his gaze towards Suno. He starts telling a story about a man in the Joseon dynasty who was the king's absolute favorite, a man with power higher than the prime minister. But in reality, that man was just a eunuch. Suno is gritting his teeth so hard they might snap. He knows Yang Hua is mocking him, reminding him that no matter how much power he has in this prison, Yang Hua is the one who castrated him years ago. Suno forces a fake smile and fires back a witty insult. But behind his back, his hands are clenching so hard he's nearly tearing his own skin. Meanwhile, Soo-yun and the female detective continue their hunt for the truth about Officer Kwon. They discovered he had a secret phone registered in his wife's name, and the last signal came from a rental house. They raid the place and find it's filled with children's clothes and a restaurant coupon. Soo-yun tracks down the restaurant and finds a young boy holding that exact phone. But when she asks if he knows the grandmother, the kid gets spooked and bails out through the bathroom window. As the prosecutor leaves the prison, he's also trying to figure out who filmed that incriminating video. He's been tracing the mystery number that led him to Johan's grandma since day one. He follows the digital trail to a second number that frequently contacts the first one. The prosecutor walks right into Yoon's office and dials that second number. Suddenly, a phone on the desk starts ringing. It belongs to Yoon. The truth is finally out. Yoon is the puppet master who filmed the video to tear Johan and the prosecutor apart. Now, the mission is to find the person who actually held the camera. That night, Johan calls Soo-yun. He has a hunch that the person behind the camera might actually be his grandmother's killer. Soo-yun doesn't confirm it, but she drops a new lead, the mystery boy from the restaurant. As it turns out, Officer Kwon had been paying for a secret apartment for one reason: to hide a young boy who was a close witness to everything involving Johan's grandmother. This kid is the smoking gun they've been looking for. But back in the lion's den, things are heating up. Master Nam corners Johan in front of Suno, demanding the voice recorder. Remember, Nam had given Johan a choice between a pair of tweezers and a recorder before the meeting with the prosecutor, expecting him to bring back dirt. But when Suno checks the device, it's bone dry, not a single second of audio. Realizing he's lost control over the kid, Master Nam finally drops the act. He warns Suno that Johan is too dangerous to keep around and needs to be taken out. Suno is stuck in the middle. He still hasn't gotten his hands on Nam's secret ledger, so he can't go to war with the old man yet. He's forced to play along and orders Johan's execution to satisfy Nam. But Suno is playing a deeper game. He already promised the big boss Yong-hwa high-stakes 2-on-2 match in a month, and he needs Johan as his partner. After a half-hearted torture session just for show, Suno lets Johan off the hook. In exchange for his life, Suno needs Johan to become a shadow. Suno is fueled by a rage that rivals Johan's. He wants to annihilate the people who threw him in this hole. With only 3 weeks until the showdown with Yong-hwa, Suno takes over Johan's training personally. Unlike Nam, Suno doesn't hold back, teaching Johan the elite dark arts of card sharking. With Johan's genius-level IQ, his progress is terrifying. When Johan asks how long it took Suno to master these tricks, the answer is a shocker: about 2 hours. But even a genius like Suno has a tragic history. Years ago, he was just a henchman in Yong-hwa's gambling ring. They used to cheat together to fleece other mobsters. But Suno got greedy and wanted the throne for himself. He betrayed Yong-hwa during a massive game, causing the boss to lose everything. They eventually settled it with one final bet. The loser leaves Seoul's gambling scene forever. Suno was young and cocky, trying to bluff his way through with a weak hand, but Yong-hwa saw right through him. The price for that loss? Yong-hwa personally castrated Suno, leaving him to live a life of permanent humiliation. Fueled by this shared trauma, Johan trains until he officially graduates in Suno's eyes. Finally, D-Day arrives. Yong-hwa struts into the prison with a full legal team, ready to seize control of the prison's entire gambling operation if he wins. The match begins. Yong-hwa and his female partner sit across from Suno and Johan. Suno's strategy is simple. Johan needs to play like a nervous amateur. He wants Yong-hwa to think Johan is the weak link, so he'll let his guard down. After a few rounds of feeling each other out, the vibe shifts. Johan and Suno lock eyes. It's go time. During his turn to shuffle, Johan intentionally acts clumsily. His movements are stiff and obvious, making it look like he's trying and failing to palm a card. This amateur move is bait, and Yong-hwa bites hard. He lunges across the table and grabs Johan's hand, shocking everyone in the room. But just as Yong-hwa thinks he's caught them cheating, Suno flips the script. He turns his attention to Yong-hwa's female partner, demanding she show what's hidden in her sleeve. Trapped, she's forced to shake out a hidden card. The room goes silent as everyone realizes Yong-hwa and his partner were caught red-handed cheating, while Johan's hands are immaculate. Yong-hwa finally realizes he's been played. Johan had been faking that clumsy amateur act the entire time just to set a trap. He wanted Yong-hwa to be so obsessed with exposing him that he wouldn't notice Suno was actually tracking every single move the female partner made. Suno drops the hammer. Sign this document and give up your control over the prison casino, and I'll let your partner walk. Fuming and humiliated, Yong-hwa has no choice but to sign the papers and crawl out of the prison in total disgrace. After the dust settles, Suno explains the real play to Johan. He admits he used him as bait from the very start. By letting Yang Hua catch a fake cheat, Suno managed to blackmail the boss while keeping Johan's reputation as a clueless amateur intact. That way, when Johan finally gets out of prison, they can use that innocent cover to fleece even bigger targets for their revenge. Despite being used as a pawn, Johan isn't even mad. He thinks the plan is genius. They're officially the ultimate gambling duo. Flash forward 1 month. Johan wakes up to find Suno's cell completely empty. Today is the day the blonde genius finally goes free. On the windowsill, Johan finds a small red ornament, a parting gift left behind by Suno. Meanwhile, Soo-yun is digging deeper into the link between the mystery boy and Officer Kwan. She's convinced the kid is the key witness who saw exactly what happened to Johan's grandmother. But with Suno gone, the prison hierarchy is up for grabs. Master Nam is hungry to become the new kingpin. He launches a brutal hunt for Johan, doubling the bribes to the head of security and the warden to turn the entire prison against him. Eventually, Nam corners Johan in the VIP room. Johan knows Nam has always been suspicious of him, so he asks, "If I tell you my deepest secret, will you finally accept me?" Nam laughs in his face. But then, Johan says the words that change everything. "I'm an undercover mole." To verify the story, Nam heads to the medical wing and calls the number Johan provided. The prosecutor picks up and plays his part perfectly, claiming to be Johan's superior and warning Nam not to interfere with their operation. By this time, the prosecutor has also figured out that Soo-yun was the one who showed Johan the video, and he suspects she might be the one who filmed it. Even with the mole's identity confirmed, Master Nam still refuses to bow down. So, Johan makes him an offer he can't refuse. "Let me be the boss, and I will give you and your crew Suno's entire share of the profits." Under the irresistible temptation of that much cash, Master Nam literally drops to his knees at Johan's feet, acknowledging him as the new leader. Johan isn't doing this for the power, though. He's taking Suno's throne so he can use the elite, frontline casino to rub shoulders with the high society elites in politics and business. He needs their influence to uncover the secret of the young boy's father. That night, Johan gets a special access pass. Dressed in a sharp black suit, he slips out of his cell and heads through the pouring rain toward the most exclusive, high-security area of the prison, the Immortal Cave. According to Suno, the people living there are hidden vipers, elites who may have fallen from grace but still hold godlike power. Johan wants to see exactly how dangerous these people are. He lies to the warden, claiming he received intel from his superiors that he needs to inspect the cave. The warden buys the story and leads him to the massive gates before heading inside to announce the visit. As soon as the warden leaves, Johan meets a mysterious old prisoner who knows how to unlock the gate. Johan is ready to charge in, but the old man stops him with a chilling warning. "Value your life, kid. Don't you dare step into this world." But before Johan can react, the warden reappears and does something truly shocking. He bows deeply and respectfully to this mysterious old man. Johan just realized he's standing in the presence of a legend. This elderly inmate isn't just some prisoner. He's Old Man Do, the undisputed king of Gangnam's loan sharks. As it turns out, Soo-yun actually has a history with him. She once tried to bribe him with a massive hoard of gold, begging him to get Johan into the elite Immortal Cave. But the old man flat out rejected her. As Soo-yun leaves the prison, she's being watched. Jae-sun's men are lurking in the shadows, snapping photos of her. Jae-sun has been obsessively digging into Johan's secret backers, and he's shocked to find out that his mysterious handler is supposedly just a common bar owner. Later, at an orphanage event, Soo-yun catches a glimpse of the mystery boy, but she's being shadowed by Minister Hong's goons and can't get close. Frantic, she calls Johan and tells him they need a new plan. Johan decides it's time to lean on the power of the Immortal Cave. While managing the prison's books, he'd already spotted a suspicious account funneling massive amounts of untraceable cash to the warden. He steals the ledger and finds cryptic numbers written next to every big payment. Johan can't crack the code, but Master Nam, the financial criminal, takes one look and realizes they're stock market tickers. Following that lead, Johan successfully links the money to 2 major corporations. Next, Johan and his crew track down another inmate. It turns out that every time the warden gets a payment, this specific prisoner makes a trip to the Immortal Cave. When the guy refuses to talk, Johan goes full dark mode, brutally torturing him for information. Late that night, Old Man Do shows up uninvited, demanding Johan release the prisoner. The truth finally comes out. Every time the warden gets paid, something catastrophic happens to those 2 corporations. Either a chairman is arrested, or a CEO is found dead at home. Someone inside the prison is calling the shots. And Old Man Do's appearance proves he is the puppet master. Johan makes a high-stakes trade. He'll free the prisoner if Old Man Do helps him find the boy. The old man thinks it over and tells Johann to take a temporary leave from prison to deliver a mysterious package for him. The next day, Johann gets his leave approved. He heads to a designated spot to pick up an envelope for Old Man Do's subordinates. But it's a setup. The subordinate has already been captured by a casino mobster. Johann is forced to fight his way out and escapes with the henchman. The path is dangerous, but luckily, Soo-yun and a female cop are providing backup from the shadows, calling in a patrol team to haul the mobsters away. Once he's in the clear, Johann rushes to the orphanage. The teacher tells him the boy isn't actually a resident there. Johann searches the classrooms and finally finds him, but he's immediately cornered by those same mobsters again. It's a constant tug-of-war between Soo-yun's side and Yang-hwa's side. As soon as the last thugs were arrested, Yang-hwa sent a new crew to kidnap the boy. While they were wrestling with Johann earlier, they managed to slip a GPS tracker into his pocket, and they followed him right to the orphanage. A brutal brawl breaks out. At the critical moment, the kid actually comes through big time. He grabs a fire extinguisher and knocks the mobster unconscious. The two of them bolt from the orphanage and hide in a parking garage. Johann calls Soo-yun for help, but Minister Hong's surveillance is like a shadow. She can't shake her tail. With the mobster's footsteps getting closer and closer, Johann realizes he's out of options. He tells Soo-yun to bring her entire tail of secret agents and goons directly to his location. Soo-yun floors it, and Jae-sun follows right behind her. In the darkness of the garage, the boy whispers something to Johann. "I'll help you, but please, save my father." He reveals a terrifying secret. Someone stole his father's identity, and that person, the body double, is the one who killed Johann's grandmother. Suddenly, Johann gets a text. Soo-yun is almost there. He grabs the boy and runs toward the exit. But out of nowhere, a car screams toward them. By the time Johann turns his head, the boy has vanished, leaving only a horrific pool of blood in front of the car's bumper. A man steps out of the car, cold as ice, demanding Johann hand over the envelope. Johann recognizes him instantly. Soo-yun had warned him about this man. He's Yang-hwa's brother, the true shadow leader of the entire gang. He's the most dangerous man in their world, and the rule is simple. If you see him, you run. Just then, Soo-yun's car screeches onto the scene. She grabs Johann and speeds away, slamming into the brother and sending him flying as they make their desperate escape. But this guy is built like a literal tank. Despite the collision, the brother crawls off the pavement, lunges onto Soo-yun's car, and starts smashing the windshield with his bare hands. Facing this pure insanity, Soo-yun floors the gas, using raw speed to finally shake him off. As they burst out of the parking garage, Jae-sun is right on their tail, even flipping on sirens to force them over. But when he finally boxes the car in, he gets a massive shock. Johann is nowhere to be found. He had slipped out halfway through the chase, and the woman sitting next to Soo-yun was now her female detective partner. That night, Johann sneaks back into the prison and reports everything to Old Man Do. But the old man doesn't give a damn about the envelope or the dying boy. He's paralyzed with fear that Jae-sun will storm the prison to hunt him down. He gives Johann a chilling warning. "Whatever happens, you never met me." Back in his cell, Soo-yun calls with an update. The boy was rushed to the hospital. She made an anonymous tip, giving the hospital the boy's name, and now the police are officially searching for his father. After that brush with death, Johann realizes just how terrifying the Yang brothers really are. Soo-yun fills him in on their dark history. They started as low-life street thugs selling counterfeit goods, using pure, bloody violence to claw their way to the top of the gang world. They eventually hooked up with powerful sponsors in the gambling scene, using those elite connections to kick Old Man Do out and take over his throne. Those same sponsors were the ones who threw Old Man Do into this very prison. Later that night, the villains hold a summit. The Yang brothers, Jae-sun, and the puppet master Yoon. Based on Jae-sun's intel on Soo-yun's prison visits, they conclude that Old Man Do is using Johann as his weapon for revenge. But Yang-hwa is cautious. He knows Old Man Do isn't alone. He has the backing of the Immortal Cave, a group of ultra-powerful VIP sponsors from his glory days who are still lurking in the shadows. Even though Yoon hates Johann and the old man to his core, he knows a direct strike is too risky right now, especially with the news of a kid being injured. His order? Wait for the heat to die down. Then we wipe them all out. In the dead of night, Johann logs into a secret computer account. The young boy had told him this was the only way to contact his father. As Johann scrolls through the files, his face suddenly goes pale. He sees something so horrifying, so soul-crushing, that he stands frozen in the dark for a long time, unable to even breathe. Once he finally regains his composure, the first person he calls is Soo-yun. Meanwhile, Jae-sun is done waiting. He's going rogue. He digs up dirt on the warden and SunOS prison casino, even finding proof that they bribed the commissioner of the Correction Bureau. Using this blackmail as leverage over the commissioner's family, Jae-sun tries to plant a mole inside the prison. Johan is one step ahead, though he catches the first mole immediately. But he didn't count on the professor. The snake, who was kicked out by Sun-Oh, sees his chance for a comeback. He secretly reaches out to Jae-sun, offering to be his inside man on one condition. He wants to see Johan utterly destroyed. With the professor feeding him info, Jae-sun strikes. One night, he leads a massive army of prosecutors in a surprise raid on the prison. The casino descends into total chaos. Luckily, Master Nam stays cool under pressure, organizing an orderly evacuation of the gamblers onto a fleet of waiting buses. Meanwhile, Johan is a blur of motion, burning the betting tables, the chips, and the ledgers, turning every scrap of evidence into ash. When Jae-sun finally bursts in, he finds nothing, but he doesn't care. He uses the raid as an excuse for a total purge of the prison staff. He hauls away the warden, the head of security, and all the casino's key players, replacing them with his own hand-picked puppets. Without their protection, Johan, Master Nam, and the rest are stripped of their VIP status. They're kicked out of the comfortable medical wing and tossed back into the general population, the regular brutal cells, because of his history as a traitor to his old cellmates. The moment Johan steps into his new cell, the local boss's goons move in to teach him a lesson. But they made one big mistake. They forgot that Sun-Oh spent weeks turning Johan into a lethal fighter. Facing a mob of hungry wolves, Johan doesn't back down an inch. In a final, desperate moment inside the cell, Johan pulls off a genius feint. He baits one of the goons into a mistake, causing the guy to accidentally kill his own boss. But the frame-up is instant. The other goons lie through their teeth, pinning the murder on Johan. Shackled and chained, he's dragged before the new, corrupt warden. Johan begs for a forensic check on the fingerprints on the knife, but the warden doesn't give a damn. Then, the smug prick Jae-sun shows up to say hello. He makes it clear. The prison is his playground now. Johan only had a few months left on his sentence, but with this new murder charge, he's looking at life. Trapped, Johan demands to see his lawyer, but that's just a lie to get into the VIP room to meet Old Man Do. Johan begs the old man to stop this nightmare, but the price is steep. Old Man Do says, "Become my man. When you get out, kill one person for me and then come back." This is a bridge too far. Johan refuses to become a common hitman and storms out of the room. Back in his cell, the horrifying truth finally clicks. Johan remembers the footage from the young boy's secret account. The masked assassin in black who attacked him and Soo-yeon? It was Sun-Oh. His mentor, his partner, was a traitor. But things go from bad to worse. Johan is ordered to be transferred to a high-security prison to serve his new sentence. Both the prosecutor and Soo-yeon tell him they're powerless to stop it. Soo-yeon gives him a reality check. Accept the old man's deal. It's the only way to stay alive and keep our hope burning. As Johan is being forced onto the transfer bus, he looks back and sees a hallucination, the ghost of the young boy standing right behind Old Man Do. Overcome with guilt and the weight of his failure, Johan breaks. He crawls, sobbing and desperate, to Old Man Do's feet, begging for the man to accept him. The old man sees that Johan has finally seen the light. He pats his shoulder and gets to work. He goes to the immortal cave and pleads with a mysterious, ultra-powerful elder. Do promises that if Johan stays, he will personally wipe out the Yang brothers, retake the casino, and keep the money flowing to the cave's elites. With just one phone call from the shadow boss, Johan's transfer is cancelled as if it never happened. Soon after, Johan is finally released from prison. On his shoulders sits the weight of Old Man Do's kill order. His target is Wu, the father of the young boy. But the moment Johan steps past those prison gates, the real game begins. He's no longer a pawn. He's the dealer now. He's inviting every final boss to his table, one by one. The first person at the table, Old Man Do. It turns out, Johan's dramatic submission at the bus was a total act. He'd already figured out that Sun-Oh was just a puppet for the old man. Since only Old Man Do had the power to get Sun-Oh out on parole, Johan realized that every attack, from the murder of his grandmother to the karaoke bar ambush, was ordered by the old man himself. Now Johan wants answers. Why him? Meanwhile, the prosecutor is playing his own dangerous game. Isolated at the office, he fakes loyalty to the corrupt puppet master, Yoon. Yoon is a suspicious fox, so he gives the prosecutor a loyalty test. Prove you're one of us by taking out Johan. At the same time, Soo-yeon brings Johan to her home. Her glass windows are covered in a massive, chaotic map of everyone involved: the Justice Department, the Immortal Cave, the Yang brothers, and Wu. Every dark connection is laid bare. Soo-yeon pulls out the only photo she has of her and her mother, finally revealing the spark of her rage. Years ago, Her mother worked at a nightclub and was framed for a massive fraud. She wasn't just a scapegoat. The shadow organizations murdered her to silence her. But before she died, she managed to hide one piece of evidence that could expose the entire truth. Soo-yeon's quest for justice was doomed from the start. She thought she could trust her lawyer to help her mother, but the man was a snake. He backstabbed her, handing over all the evidence to the corrupt Yoon. To make things even more horrific, Soo-yeon was then sold off to a nightclub as a hostess while she was still just a kid. Hearing this tragic story, Johan stares at the web of photos on the glass, making a silent, deadly vow. He's going to tear every single one of them apart. The next day, Johan meets with Lawyer Go, the man sent by Old Man Do. Johan is forced to wear a watch that acts as a tracking and listening device so the old man can monitor his every move. Together, they track down Woo's location and move in for the kill. Back in prison, Old Man Do is thrilled to hear that Johan pulled the trigger. See, the old man is tired of being a servant to the VIPs in the Immortal Cave. With Woo dead, the primary money launderer for every casino in Korea is gone. Old Man Do plans to use this chaos to team up with Lawyer Go and steal the secret slush funds belonging to the prison's elite elders. Johan? He's just a sacrificial pawn in this massive heist. The plan works. With Woo out of the picture and the money laundering at a standstill, Yoon and the mob boss Yang Hwa are feeling the heat. Millions of dollars are evaporating from their casinos every single day, and their bosses are demanding a fix. That's when Johan gets his next order from Old Man Do. Go to the Goldman Casino and play. Win or lose, he has to follow the old man's signals through the watch. But Johan is playing a much deeper game. He ducks into a private meeting with Soo-yeon, and standing right there is the real Woo. To protect the boy's father, Johan used a fake body to fool the old man. Not only that, but Johan has successfully flipped Lawyer Go to his side. Go is now editing the audio from the watch in real time to keep Old Man Do in the dark. How did Johan do it? He showed Go proof that the old man had previously ordered Sun-oh to assassinate him. Realizing he was next on the chopping block, Lawyer Go joined Johan's alliance instantly. Woo reveals the terrifying truth. When he and the boy were kidnapped by Sun-oh, they had to move hideouts because Officer Kwon found them. Woo took the chance to release his son, telling the boy to find Kwon for protection. That was the last he saw of them, but Soo-yeon has a hunch. Sun-oh is likely the one who murdered Kwon. Lawyer Go then hands Johan a massive stack of documents. These aren't just files. They are stock transfer papers for all of Yang Hwa's front companies, all now officially registered in Johan's name. Johan realizes the old man's plan. He's being used to gamble away Yang Hwa's power and drain his assets. But Go gives him a reality check. Go isn't actually working for the old man. He represents the even more terrifying, godlike powers inside the Immortal Cave. Since they both want Old Man Do gone, they've formed a temporary, uneasy alliance. Through his winning streak at the casino, Johan successfully forces the transfer of several major company shares. But Yang Hwa isn't rolling over. He's planning a grand opening for a VIP penthouse suite above the casino on the day his company goes public. He sends an invitation to Soo-yeon but makes it clear he wants Johan there too. Yang Hwa has always been obsessed with Soo-yeon and is sick of seeing how close she is to Johan. To settle the score, he pulls a string and gets Curly released from prison specifically to put a hit on Johan. That night, as Johan leaves the casino, he's ambushed by a mob of goons. Just as things look fatal, Lawyer Go arrives in the nick of time to save him. Go manages to snap photos of everyone stalking them, and the most shocking face in the crowd is the prosecutor's. To prove his loyalty to the villainous Yoon, the prosecutor has officially started his mission to assassinate Johan. Meanwhile, with Woo dead and the system in flux, Old Man Do meets with Yoon and a senior government minister. He's looking for powerful allies, and he offers them the ultimate bribe. He'll seize Yang Hwa's entire empire and hand it to them on a silver platter. Yoon's loyalty is finally starting to waver. Over at the Goldman Casino, Johan is in the middle of a game when Curly, fresh out of prison, approaches him and slams a VIP invitation onto the table. This is for the most high-stakes, heart-pounding room in all of Korea. Old Man Do catches wind of the news instantly. He meets with Johan and gives him a direct order. He must team up with Sun-oh one more time in that VIP room to bleed the house dry for the old man's profit. Johan is drowning in a sea of conflicting emotions. Sun-oh is the man who murdered his grandmother. But once he leaves the prison and meets Sun-oh face to face, Johan has to swallow his rage and play the part of the oblivious partner perfectly. It's D-Day for Yang Hwa's company IPO, and the VIP room is crawling with the wealthy and corrupt elite. The moment Johan sits down, he starts crushing it, racking up 700 million won in the blink of an eye. But Yang Hwa doesn't even flinch. Why? Because he plans on killing Johan tonight. He doesn't care how much money the kid wins if he isn't alive to spend it. Yang Hwa eventually sits across from Johan. In the hands that follow, Johan's whole card is consistently better than the boss's. Yang Hua starts to sweat. He realizes Johan is cheating and knows there has to be an accomplice at the table. He scans every gambler in the room, trying to find the mole. He nails it. The man backing Johan is President Seo. Seo is a legendary gambling veteran and the only survivor from the old era before the Yang brothers took over. Johan had bought his loyalty with a massive promise. Help me, and I'll hand you Yang Hua's entire company. The betting gets insane, with the pot hitting a staggering 6 billion won. Johan looks Yang Hua in the eye and drops a bombshell. If you want to stay in, bet this entire VIP casino, all 8 billion won of it. Insulted by Johan's sheer arrogance, Yang Hua decides to play for keeps. The final 2v2 showdown begins. Yang Hua pulls a slick cheat and flips a beautiful hole card. Johan's eyes go wide, staring at the boss. But Johan is the superior player. His whole card is exactly 1 point higher than Yang Hua's. Johan lets out a cold, triumphant laugh. As of this moment, I am the owner of this place. Outside the casino, Master Nam has successfully met up with Sun-Oh. The original plan was for Sun-Oh to circle the parking lot and snatch Jean, the man who manages the betting money. But Jean is a no-show. Sun-Oh gets restless, jumps out of the car, and sprints to another surveillance camera angle. Big mistake. Jean arrives at the lot, but the prosecutor and his team are already there, snatching him up before Sun-Oh can even blink. After securing the target, the prosecutor texts Su-Yun, and she uses a mirror to signal the all-clear to Johan inside. Back at the table, a broke and humiliated Yang Hua shows his true colors. He calls in a swarm of henchmen to surround the table, pulls a small knife, and starts interrogating the dealer to see if she was Johan's secret partner. At the critical second, Su-Yun pulls her gun and puts a bullet through Yang Hua's leg. They quickly change into waitstaff uniforms, shove the bleeding mob boss into a food cart, and stash him in a dark corner of the hotel's storage room. But Yang Hua's thugs get the message fast and start swarming the hotel, cornering Su-Yun with no way out. Just as she's about to be caught, the power cuts. In the pitch-black darkness, Su-Yun vanishes. The man behind the blackout is actually the same mobster Johan saved from being buried alive by Yang Hua's brother. Johan had promised to give him control of the entire gang in exchange for his help. Yang Hua's goons finally find him in storage. The moment he's rescued, he puts an immediate hit on Johan, Sun-Oh, and Su-Yun. Meanwhile, Yang Hua's brother is in the restroom when he gets the news that Jean has been kidnapped. He tries to rush out to help, but Johan is blocking the door. A brutal, bare-knuckle brawl breaks out. Johan is no match for the brothers' raw power, but he and Su-Yun have a secret weapon they've been waiting to use. But the plan was already in motion. They had bribed his own men to slip him a massive dose of sedatives, and it wasn't long before the beast of a brother hit the floor. While he was out, Su-Yun met with the prosecutor to crack the password to the slush fund. Johan had given her a secret order. Do not let the prosecutor see that password. So Su-Yun played it cool, memorizing the code in secret and reporting it back to Johan. To move that kind of money, they needed an iris scan from either Jean or the brother. Since the brother was currently face down, Johan pried his eyes open just before he completely blacked out to log into the account. Right in front of the man's fading vision, Johan transferred the entire mountain of cash into an account set up in the dead boy's name, forcing the brother to atone for the kid's murder. Meanwhile, Sun-Oh was having a bad night. Having failed to catch Jean, he slumped back into his car, only for Master Nam to jump out of the shadows and press a sedative-soaked rag over his mouth. Just then, a patrol car pulled up. Nam panicked and bolted, leaving the cops to find the most wanted man in the country, Sun-Oh, unconscious in the seat. They immediately handed him over to the Yang brothers, who dragged him off for a nightmare torture session. After dealing with Yang Hua, Johan was on the run from the gang's hitmen, only to walk straight into Jae-sun's trap. But surprisingly, Jae-sun let him go. Why? Because Lawyer Min had already handed over all the company shares Johan won at the table to the prosecutor's faction. Just like that, Johan and the prosecutors were officially allies. Johan met up with the prosecutor and Su-Yun on the road. He tricked the prosecutor into taking Jean to a remote area and releasing her, arguing that keeping her would only lead the gang straight to them. He claimed they only needed her phone to finish cracking the account. The prosecutor, totally oblivious to the lie, drove off with Jean. That's when Johan called the brother. He offered a trade, the slush fund for Sun-Oh's life. He successfully snatched Sun-Oh from the Yang brothers' claws, but immediately tossed him into the trunk of his car. By the time the Yang brothers reached safety and checked the phone, they realized they'd been played. The money was already sitting in Johan's personal account. The two brothers were absolutely livid, feeling like Johan was playing them like a couple of puppets. With the cash secured, Johan and Su-Yun shared a triumphant smile. But the work wasn't done. Next, Johan needed to break Sun-Oh and squeeze a confession out of him. He took Sun-Oh to Soo-Yun's place, played the video the young boy had recorded, and hit record on his own device. He demanded to know if Sun-Oh was the one who killed his grandmother. Johan already knew the truth, he just wanted to hear it. But Sun-Oh was a professional snake. He claimed a dead kid's word meant nothing and that a grainy video wouldn't stand up in court. Even while tied up, Sun-Oh was dangerous. He started throwing out information grenades to rattle Johan, claiming the prosecutor was the one who killed Quan and mentioning a deep secret hidden in Taegwang's USB. He warned Johan that if he died, those secrets would stay buried forever. The moment Johan's focus slipped, Sun-Oh made his move. He broke his restraints and intentionally dug his fingers into the fresh wound on his leg, causing so much damage that Johan was forced to rush him to the hospital. While this was going down, Old Man Do was prepping for brain surgery to remove a tumor. Johan called him with the big news. "I've got the slush fund." The old man, who looked like he was on his deathbed a second ago, suddenly lit up with pure greed, looking like he could live another 50 years. But the second he hung up, he ordered Lawyer Go to find 2 hitmen. It was time to erase Johan. Little did the old man know, Lawyer Go had already flipped. Instead of following orders, Go took Johan to meet the real gods, the elders of the immortal cave. Johan wanted to convince them to dump Old Man Do and let him take the throne. When one of the elders asked why he was doing this, Johan's eyes filled with tears of rage. He gritted his teeth and told them the truth. His real enemies weren't just mobsters. They were the high-ranking officials in the Justice Department. He wasn't just looking for money. He was going to personally put Minister Hong and Yoon behind bars. Johan plays his cards perfectly, telling the elders of the immortal cave that he doesn't want a single penny. All he wants is to watch his enemies burn. The elders are thrilled. They've found a high-skill replacement for Old Man Do, who is willing to work for free. But as Johan walks out, a cold smirk creeps across his face. That entire performance of pain and hatred, it was pure theater. As soon as Johan is gone, Lawyer Go drives the helpless Old Man Do and a dying Sun-Oh to a deserted, suburban wasteland. Old Man Do is strapped to a stretcher, and Sun-Oh is barely hanging on after his surgery. They are like lambs to the slaughter. Lawyer Go sends the location to the mobster Yang Hua, telling him that Old Man Do has been fired by the immortal cave and his life is now Yang Hua's to deal with. But before the end, Lawyer Go drops a truth bomb on Sun-Oh. He reveals that 14 years ago, Yang Hua didn't rescue Sun-Oh. He actually murdered Sun-Oh's father because the man's price was too high, then lied to the boy, telling him he was abandoned. Go hands Sun-Oh a scalpel and watches from the car. Instead of hating Yang Hua, a delirious Sun-Oh turns his rage on Old Man Do. He crawls toward the old man, scalpel in hand, ready to end him, but he faints from massive blood loss before he can strike. Yang Hua arrives shortly after and hauls them both away. Sun-Oh meets a horrific end. He's tossed into an incinerator and burned alive, with that loose end scorched. Lawyer Go makes his next move. He leaks Soo-Yun's home address to Yang Hua's brother. Thinking his revenge is finally at hand, the brother storms the house with his goons, only to find Jae-sun waiting with a massive ambush. The brother thinks the puppet master, Yoon, will bail him out, but he's been abandoned. After a high-level summit between the Macau casino management and the Immortal Cave elders, Johan has been officially appointed as the new kingpin of the Korean casino region, replacing the brother. This news sends shockwaves through the Justice Department. Minister Hong and Yoon are shaking in their boots. They know Johan has every reason to use his new power to bury them. Johan doesn't waste time, leading a massive convoy of men to take over Yang Hua's company in a grand display of power. But even at the top, he's given a chilling warning: don't get cocky. There is a hidden sponsor who controls 1/3 of the entire slush fund. If you don't keep them happy, you're a dead man. Johan just nods and sits firmly in the manager's chair. Meanwhile, the corrupt prosecutors are looking for their payday. But when Yoon and his cronies demand their cut, they get a 0 in response. Johan claims that because of the management shakeup, not a single dollar has been laundered yet, so there's no grease for their palms. Yoon isn't stupid. He knows this is a direct middle finger from Johan. These are the men who framed him and sent him to prison, and Johan isn't about to share the spoils with his torturers. Yoon hits the breaking point. If Johan won't play ball, Yoon is going to tear the ball apart. That night, he sends the prosecutor and a fleet of police to the casino to arrest Johan on a total BS charge. Before they cuff him, Johan manages to slip his phone to Soo-Yun and signals Master Nam toward a security camera, a silent order to call the prosecutor. Johan is hauled into the prosecution office for a one-on-one interrogation with the devil himself, Yoon. Yoon starts digging, trying to find out exactly how much Johan knows about his grandmother's death, and if he's figured out who is really out to get him. Johan decides to play it honest for once. He tells Yoon that he's already tracked down his grandmother's killer, Suno, a hitman working for Old Man Do. As for the person trying to assassinate him, that was the prosecutor. Once again, Johan's Oscar-level acting skills come into play. He puts on a pathetic face, claiming that everything he's done was just a desperate attempt at revenge and self-preservation. He tells Yoon that if he stepped on the toes of the prosecution, it was only because he was forced into a corner. But Yoon doesn't give a damn about the drama. He only cares about his lost investments and the bottom line. Johan smiles, knowing exactly how to handle a man like this. He immediately offers to take Yoon on as a sponsor, proposing a secret account just for him. The deal? A 2.5% cut of every single dollar laundered will flow directly into Yoon's pockets. Yoon does the math. We're talking about a massive fortune. He agrees instantly, and just like that, all the blood and betrayal vanish in the face of cold, hard cash. Johan and Yoon shake hands on their new partnership, and Johan lets Jae-sun escort him out. Meanwhile, the prosecutor heads to the interrogation room to see Young-wa's brother. He knows the brother is totally isolated, abandoned by both the prosecution and the casino. The prosecutor seizes the chance to recruit him, even letting him use his personal phone to call Young-wa. It's an emotional call, with the brother warning Young-wa not to do anything stupid. He tells him to stay hidden for now, because as long as they're alive, there's always a chance for a comeback. However, Old Man Do is still lurking next to Young-wa, whispering in his ear and egging him on to launch a counterattack, promising to help. Back at the house, Soo-yeon sees how close Johan and Yoon are getting and starts pressuring Johan to just kill the man already. But Johan has a different plan. He's going to infiltrate their inner circle, collect ironclad evidence of the high-ranking officials taking bribes, and then drag the whole corrupt system into the light. Soo-yeon can't believe it. After everything they've been through, Johan wants to use the law to fix things. Disappointed and angry, she threatens to leave and take her own revenge. That's when Johan finally drops the act and lays all his cards on the table. He looks Soo-yeon in the eye and tells her he's known for a long time. She was the one who introduced him to Old Man Do after learning about his mole plan. Old Man Do used his grandmother's death as bait to control him, and Soo-yeon knew about the plot the entire time. In a way, she was an accomplice in his grandmother's murder. Despite this, Johan says he won't hurt her. He just wants her to trust him one last time. But Soo-yeon's hatred for Yoon is too deep to let go. Later, the prosecutor meets with Johan to discuss their next move. Johan plans to use Lawyer Go as bait to lure the prosecutor into investigating the immortal cave elders. But when the prosecutor raids the prison, he finds an empty room. Every single elder has vanished without a trace. Just then, the warden sends a text to Soo-yeon, thanking her for the heads up. It looks like Soo-yeon has betrayed Johan, saving the elders to prove her worth as their new manager. But wait, flashback to 4 days ago, the day Johan confronted Soo-yeon. He had meticulously swept the house for bugs and found them. He recorded their entire argument on a phone and hid it in the ceiling to play it back for the listeners. See, the prosecutor was listening to every word through those bugs. Once the fake conversation was playing on the loop, Johan whispered the real plan to Soo-yeon. He isn't just going to kill Yoon. He's going to make his life a living hell, a fate worse than death. This time, Johan isn't fighting alone. His new plan has a powerful new player, Mr. Kim from the Anti-Corruption Investigation Office, a political rival to both Minister Hong and Yoon. The connection to Mr. Kim came from the female detective who has been Johan's secret guardian angel this whole time. She brought Johan to meet Kim, and even though they aren't on the same side, they have one common goal: to burn Yoon and Minister Hong's corrupt empire to the ground. Johan officially shakes hands on an alliance with Mr. Kim, but he's got a lethal condition. He's adding one more target to his revenge list, the prosecutor himself. That entire raid on the immortal cave was actually a strategic move by Johan to start manipulating the prosecutor. The moment the elders caught wind of the raid and escaped, Soo-yeon seized the opportunity to betray Johan, successfully winning the elders' trust. After the raid on the immortal cave flops, the prosecutor is drowning in suspicion. He never told a soul about the target, yet the elders managed to slip away perfectly. He starts thinking this was a script written and directed by Johan just to leave him empty-handed. But Johan puts on a shocked face, telling him straight up, "If I pissed off the immortal cave, I'd be cutting my own throat. I just got my life back. Why would I sabotage my own future?" The prosecutor reluctantly buys the story. Johan then tells Soo-yeon to start a sweep of the casino, clearing out any bugs and tightening security. This sends the prosecutor into a panic. He knows the listening devices he planted are about to be trashed. Desperate for info, he heads to where Lawyer Go is being held and uses brutal torture to try and force the names of the immortal cave elders out of him. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon digs up some dirt inside the prosecution office and finds a new player, Prosecutor Kim. This guy has been obsessively chasing President Seo, the same veteran gambler who teamed up with Johan earlier. When Johan meets Prosecutor Kim, he realizes that even in a rotted, corrupt system, this man still has a heart of gold. Just like Johan's father, Kim believes that as a prosecutor, enforcing justice is just part of the job. No calculations, no hidden agendas. Johan's conscience is stirred. He decides to drop a massive bombshell. He leaks the insider details on how Minister Hong and Yoon have been conspiring with prison gangs to embezzle millions. Prosecutor Kim is stunned, then silently raises his glass. He knows he's going to be talking with Johan for a long time. After earning the elders' trust, Soo-yeon learns a terrifying secret. Their time in prison was actually ordered by an even higher power. These are the people who, along with the Macau Casino and the Immortal Cave, control the rest of the slush funds. The elders tell Soo-yeon she needs to find a new partner to work with her and replace Lawyer Go. Soo-yeon immediately nominates the prosecutor. This is exactly what the prosecutor wanted. He doesn't need to torture Lawyer Go for names anymore. The opportunity just walked through the door. He secretly decides to use Soo-yeon as his bridge, then team up with the elders to skyrocket his career and eventually overthrow Yoon and Minister Hong. Once the new alliance is formed, the prosecutor and Soo-yeon visit Yonghwa and Old Man Do, announcing that they are the new representatives for the Immortal Cave. The prosecutor officially replaces Lawyer Go as Soo-yeon's partner. Soo-yeon's immediate goal? Kill Johan and take over the casino. She shares a piece of intel. Johan wants to take down Yoon by using the law to expose every single one of his crimes. She plans to wait until Johan finishes gathering all the evidence against Yoon, then kill him and seize the files for herself. That way, she can use the dirt to control the entire prosecution office. To help with the counterattack, Yonghwa and Old Man Do agree to join Soo-yeon's side. Their first order of business? Break Yonghwa's brother out of custody. But Johan is already 10 steps ahead. To trap Yoon, his next move is to accidentally reveal Soo-yeon's true identity to him. He's going to tell Yoon that Soo-yeon is the daughter of the family he murdered years ago. Johan knows that once Yoon realizes who she is, he will order a hit to silence her. That's when Johan will record Yoon inciting a murder. The plan is to have Master Nam fake Soo-yeon's death, then use that recording to drag Yoon into a courtroom and end him forever. At the same time, Johan planned to pressure the big-time sponsors to dump Yoon for good, so the law could finally step in and deliver a fair judgment. But just then, things go sideways. Under a psychological trap set by Old Man Do, Soo-yeon accidentally slips up and reveals she never actually turned on Johan. Old Man Do thinks he's won, but he gets sloppy. Soo-yeon catches him off guard and drugs him. Meanwhile, the Yang brothers find out that Soo-yeon and Johan are still a duo and report it straight to the high-ranking female boss. She's already losing her mind knowing Johan is planning to betray the sponsors. But her day gets even worse. A group of men in black suits marches into her office, led by a stunning but ice-cold woman. This mystery woman drops a bombshell. She knows the Yang brothers and Old Man Do have teamed up, and she knows Soo-yeon and Johan are the real traitors. The sponsors have officially lost faith in the current boss. This new woman is here to replace her and take total control. After dealing with her predecessor, the new Ice Queen puts out a hit. Whoever kills Johan becomes the next manager of the casino. Back with Soo-yeon, she doesn't hesitate. She finishes off Old Man Do for good. Just then, she sees the mass text on the old man's phone sent by the new boss. The bounty on Johan is live. She frantically calls Johan. Being the cautious genius he is, he doesn't pick up right away. Instead, he finds a public payphone on the street to call her back. Soo-yeon tells him the terrifying truth. Every single person around him is now a hunter looking to collect his head. Johan stays cool, but the second he gets back to his car, he senses the shift. He slows down for a split second, then suddenly bolts. The casino henchmen see him run and immediately give chase. Every one of them has seen the hit order and is hungry for that promotion. It's a high-stakes chase through a crowded alleyway, but Johan manages to lose them and hops into Soo-yeon's getaway car. Johan notices Soo-yeon looks like she's seen a ghost, guessing something dark went down with Old Man Do. But before she can explain, a casino thug calls. He's stormed the casino and taken Master Nam hostage. Johan knows he has to go back. Soo-yeon drives him to the lion's den, begging him to stay alive. Johan walks into the office alone, completely fearless. The lead thug tells him to just give up and die quietly so he can take over the manager position. Johan doesn't say a word, his entire body coiled like a spring. The thug signals his men, and just as they're about to ambush Johan, the lights go out. Downstairs, the Yang brothers have arrived, and they aren't here to talk. Competitors are enemies, so they slaughter every one of the thug's men on their way up. Yonghwa bursts into the office first, ready to end both Johan and the thug. But then, a massive twist. Curly, who was supposed to be Yong's loyal dog, pulls a Judas move. He stabs Yonghwa repeatedly with a dagger. Turns out he was secretly working for the other thug all along. In the chaos, Johan cuts Master Nam's restraints. Master Nam screams at him, "Save Yonghwa! We need him alive to trade with his brother." Johan lunges forward, acting as a human shield for the bleeding Yonghwa. Just then, the security monitors show the older brother crashing into the building. The lead thug panics and orders his men to stop him, but it's too late. The older brother smashes through the door, grabs Curly by the throat, and starts using him like a human punching bag. In his final moments, Master Nam hands Johan a mysterious USB drive, begging him with his last breath to look after his daughter. Seeing the chaos, the lead thug bolts, but as he bursts out of the elevator, he blindly stabs the first person he sees. It turns out to be Jae-sun. Knowing there's no turning back, the thug stabs him again and again, ending Jae-sun's life right then and there. Johan hoists the bleeding Yonghwa onto his shoulders and makes a desperate deal with the older brother. "I'll save his life, but you have to hold off the cops." The brother doesn't trust him for a second, but Johan fires back. "I need your testimony to bury Yoon. For that reason alone, I'll keep my word." The casino bloodbath hits the headlines, and Johan is instantly branded a fugitive. Most prosecutors treat the case like a ticking time bomb, but the young and principled prosecutor Kim steps up to take the lead. Seeing an opportunity, Yoon orders Kim to put Soo-yeon on the wanted list too. Feeling cornered and with nowhere left to run, Soo-yeon decides to end this her way. The next day, she storms the prosecution office and points a loaded gun straight at Yoon's head. Meanwhile, Yonghwa's condition is critical. He's dying, but he refuses a hospital. He begs Johan for one last meeting with his brother. He knows if he dies without a word, his brother will hunt Johan to the ends of the earth. In his final breaths, Yonghwa drops the ultimate secret. The video Taegwang was hiding contains the smoking gun evidence of Yoon's crimes. Just as Soo-yeon is about to pull the trigger on Yoon, Johan bursts in, stops her, and surrenders to the police. Prosecutor Kim hauls them both into interrogation. There, Johan reveals his secret mission. He had tracked down a semi-conscious Taegwang, who confessed that the prison elders hid their darkest secrets in their final settlement records. The key to those records? It was the USB Master Nam gave him. They traced the data to a front account at a reformatory center. Kim sends Soo-yeon to the bank to open a safety deposit box for that account, and bingo, they find Taegwang's original USB drive. Armed with this proof, Kim indicts Yoon on a mountain of charges. But before the handcuffs go on, Kim delivers a message from Johan. "Meet me at the casino." That night, Yoon walks in to find the entire squad waiting, Johan, Soo-yeon, and both prosecutors. Johan calmly announces that he's holding a private trial right here, right now. Yoon just scoffs, arrogantly demanding proof. Johan fires up the TV, showing bank transfers made on the exact day his grandmother died. Blood money sent to Sun-oh and Old Man Do. But that's just the appetizer. Johan then plays a video confession from Yonghwa's brother. See, in Yonghwa's final moments, Johan let the brothers say goodbye. Yonghwa whispered the truth to his brother, who then agreed to testify that Yoon personally ordered the hit on Johan's grandma. Yoon still tries to play it cool, but then Johan plays the final card. The footage from Taegwang's USB. It shows Yoon and the former female boss plotting to embezzle millions using the prison elders. Yoon finally loses it, screaming threats about his powerful sponsors. What he doesn't know is that the new female boss has already sold him out. She made a secret deal with Johan. Yoon takes the entire fall for every crime Johan uncovered, so that the casino's reputation stays clean. To force Yoon into total submission, the new female boss executes his predecessor right in front of everyone, giving him a chilling reminder. He's next. Cornered and surrounded by enemies, Yoon actually contemplates suicide, but Johan hits him with a brutal reality check. If he chooses the easy way out, his wife and children will pay the price, living the rest of their lives in poverty and absolute shame. For the sake of his family, Yoon finally breaks. He stands in court and confesses to every single crime. But behind his fake apologies, his mind is already plotting revenge. He consoles himself with the thought that once he's in prison, he can use the power of the immortal cave to rise again. But he's in for a rude awakening. In the middle of the trial, Prosecutor Kim drops a nuclear bomb. He makes the Taegwang USB public. In an instant, the secret existence of the immortal cave is exposed to the world. Johan takes the witness stand, and as the man who knows all their dirty secrets, he vows to expose every single crime the organization ever committed. With Yoon and the immortal cave dealt with, Johan finally lays his cards on the table with the other prosecutor, his supposed ally. He intentionally chooses to meet him in front of Yoongguk's memorial tablet, where he plays the video of the prosecutor murdering Kwon. The man immediately drops to his knees, begging Johan for mercy, claiming it was all just a mistake. But Johan is done showing mercy. He realizes this prosecutor is no different from Yoon, just another ambitious monster who treats human lives like trash for his own gain. The fact that he used Soo-yeon to get close to the immortal cave proves his soul was corrupted by power a long time ago. 2 weeks later, a convicted Yoon is being transported to prison. Suddenly, his van is intercepted by a mob of thugs, led by the lead casino boss. Turns out Soo-yeon hired them to kidnap him. Soo-yeon steps out with a gun, dismisses the thugs, and, without a second thought, she shoots out both of Yoon's kneecaps. Then, she injects him with a powerful illegal drug. From this moment on, she wants him to feel every ounce of the agony and addiction she was forced to endure. With her revenge finally complete, Soo-yeon finds peace. After saying her final goodbye to Johan, she calmly walks into the police station to confess to the murder of Old Man Do. Just when Johan thinks the dust has finally settled, a shocking news report flashes on the screen. Mr. Kim from the Anti-Corruption Bureau has been demoted, and his successor is none other than that corrupt prosecutor. Turns out, this man was the ultimate puppet master all along. He had been secretly stoking the fires between Johan, the Yang brothers, the casino, and the Justice Department just so he could sit back and reap the rewards. Even after the Immortal Cave was raided, he managed to show his loyalty to the remaining elders, promising them protection in exchange for a powerful shield, the director position at the Anti-Corruption Bureau. Now that he's the director-elect, the prosecutor starts plotting to erase Johan and the imprisoned Soo-yeon once and for all. But before he can strike, Yang Was brother, the most brutal man in the game, shows up at his front door. Facing a monster like that, the prosecutor's fate is anyone's guess. One day, Johan is suddenly escorted by a group of mysterious men. He finds himself face-to-face with agents from the National Intelligence Service. They show him a photo of the woman who replaced the former casino boss and tell him they want him to be their mole to take her down. Johan lets out a bitter laugh. He can't believe the mole life has found him yet again. He can already see the dangerous road ahead of him, but he knows if he doesn't do it, the world will never change. After all, the path of justice is long and filled with thorns, and only the fire of belief can light the way forward. And that is the end of this incredible story. Thanks for watching every second of this journey.